Today I'm walking you through exactly how I would rebuild my businesses to make 100K a month if I lost everything tomorrow. So if I lost my branding, my name, my following, the resources and network and everything I have. We'll talk about this step by step, and there's gonna be a load of insights of things that you maybe haven't thought about before. And if you haven't listened to the podcast before, my name's Charlie Johnson. I have helped over 17,000 people in our fitness business as in paying customers. We've also worked with over 1,000 fitness trainers in terms of scaling their business. We've generated over $18 million online. So it's not my first rodeo at doing this. So I'm gonna break down, if it was my first rodeo, how I'm gonna go back and do this again. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna nail my niche fast. This is a common thing people talk about, is like, do I need a specific niche? Yes or no? If I look at my background, I left my full-time job in a state agency as a 9 to 5, actually 8 till 6 in 25th of February, 2019. So what I would do is I would look to not necessarily target busy professionals, but I would maybe target high-end people in the property industry in the United States and in the UK. I would then look to focus on documenting and talking about what I did to stay in shape. For example, when I actually had the full-time job, I would be walking down the street doing Instagram stories with a suit and tie on, and people are like, what does this dude actually do for a job? People would be curious, right? Because what's the number one thing that's going to help you get results in a niche is you being relatable. And it's where it comes to proof over promises. So if you are the walking billboard for, let's say, people in the real estate game for being in shape and being like the top 1% man, people are going to want to buy with you because it's congruent. It's exactly why a lot of fitness trainers struggle, because they're trying to sell body transformation coaching, but they couldn't transform the fucking house to being tidy, let alone their own body. And this is a reality. It's like people can kind of see through this BS. No matter how good your marketing is, you also have to walk the walk. So once I kind of picked my niche, I would look at what are the specific pain points these people have. And what I would do is I would use AI to probably get as much data as possible on these people and rip the top 5 pain points from it. I would ask someone who I knew who's probably the ideal person, or actually if I'm probably the ideal person anyway, I would do what's called a Big 5 Ocean personality test. And I would use that data and the personality test to then help me from a marketing perspective. Now, we're going to come back to marketing after this. Now, the next thing we'll talk about is offer. What would I do in terms of pricing, program, length, deliverables? Would I target cheap pricing or would I go high pricing? Well, if I want to make 100K a month, I'm going to go high pricing. So I'd be looking at minimum probably 7.5 to 10K for something like 4 to 6 months with a continuity offer on the back end. And what would the coaching look like? Nutrition, training, mindset, but same basic shit everyone else does. How would I deliver it? Not with a coaching app, not with a spreadsheet. I would actually do it via email. Why? Because this is actually what business people use. It's actually what they want. If you're going to work with high-end individuals, they don't want to download necessarily a wanky white labeled app. They want to have the most simplified process to give you the information you need, so then you can give them the response they need. The more you can make that efficient and easy and simple and less stress in their life, the better the client's adherence will be and the easier results will be. What's also great about this is it also allows you to have very quick implementation and also zero cost, because you can get a Gmail account for free. The other thing I would also do is have support on WhatsApp. So if they want to ask questions like real time, they can ask those quickly. And that's where you want to really think about like your support being positioned as like an escape hatch, not customer support, because you want people to be in so much pain that they're unhappy where they are, frustrated where they are, that they want to be involved with you and they want to see progression. And this all comes down to setting expectations. And for example, if I was going to be targeting these type of men, something I'd use in sales calls and marketing would be this exact line. Are you playing to lose? Edit that out. Are you playing to win or are you playing not to lose? Because a lot of people who are successful men can be very easily kind of baited in to play the game. Because you always have to remember, from a marketing perspective, men are playing the status game, women are playing the security game. So you have to play to people's personalities and the things that are driving them. The more you do that, the more marketing becomes easy and it becomes a game of essentially how do you psychologically trigger people. And if your fitness business or your business in general right now isn't actually seeing the results you want, when you try and open your inbox on Instagram, it's like crickets. It's because you don't know how to play this game. And if you want to have inbound leads consistently all day long. We utilize AI and weaponize this into people's businesses. Drop me a message on Instagram, say you want help with this, and I can walk you through exactly what that looks like. Now, we've spoken about the niche, the offer, how I'm going to pull people in. Am I going to do a VSL? Am I going to do YouTube? No, I'm going to do none of these things. I'm going to go, if I'm looking in the property industry, which I spoke about, I would go into LinkedIn. If I look at my profile this week, I got one post, got 440,000 impressions. The post took me 5 minutes maybe, which is kind of ironic. I had another one took me 120,000 impressions, also took me 5 minutes. So I would go into that platform straight out the gate, would be number one. I would get people to come into my profile. I would add that message to the people who've visited my profile, get them in a conversation, sell them the thing. I would also connect with them and then engage them that way. Second thing I would do is I would go straight into short form content at volume. I would also utilize trial reels. We have specific hacks we use within 7-figure scaling systems, which is like the equivalent of probably spending £10,000 to £20,000 a month on ads in terms of the followers it can pull through. So I would implement that into my business as well. And what I would be looking to do is drive traffic to DM conversations, to calls. Because for you to scale from 0 to 100K a month, you only really need to do two things: book sales calls, close sales calls. As simple as that. Yet everyone overcomplicates this process massively, because what do entrepreneurs tend to have? ADHD. We overcomplicate things massively and try and look for the most complicated thing in the world. So I've been looking at doing like 3 reels a day, message 40 to 50 new followers a day, aim to get maybe 3 people on a call a day, close 1 person a day, 1 person every other day. At 7.5K, we're kind of good at that price, and we're going to start to get close to the 100K a month mark. The fourth thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the first clients who come through to massively leverage scarcity in terms of people coming in. I'll be showcasing the amount of clients coming through and signing up so people know this is legitimate. The second thing I would do is I would push those clients so fucking hard to get results as quickly as possible, so then I can do the proof over promises and showcase exactly what I'm doing. I would then ask them for referrals. I would ask them for video reviews in the first 2 to 4 weeks. And those clients should then start to be able to pull more people into my ecosystem and into my world. And with this, what I'm also doing is I'm stacking authority. And I'm going to be the position of authority in my real estate niche of helping the best people in the world make money in real estate and get in shape in real estate by having more mental clarity, more energy, and basically feeling better about themselves. Because ultimately, if you're a man and you look in the mirror and you're happy with the way you look and you're more confident, you can think clearer, will you make more money? Yes, it was irrefutable. And this is one of the things I would kind of push into the messaging from a marketing standpoint in terms of what I would do. And the reality in terms of why most people massively overcomplicate this system in terms of how do you actually build a successful business like this isn't complicated. It's actually really simple. It's just hard work. The reality is you're just getting distracted right now. And you're also getting distracted by some retard business coach who's trying to sell you something who's never done the thing you actually want to do. And this is where it actually comes down to you learning the skills and being able to do these things very well. And this is actually easier than ever before with AI. The most challenging thing with you running a business is you have to learn the skills to be able to wear multiple hats. So like, I can run paid ads, I can create content, I can come up with marketing, I can hire teams, I can manage teams, I can coach clients, I can run all the tech stuff myself. I know how to run Facebook ads like a wizard. There's nothing in my business I cannot do, because I've learned all those skills from investing in people and spending time doing it. And the reality is, when you get these skills, it's like a force multiplier because they bounce off each other. The reality is you have to, though, get the skills in the right order. So the reason most people businesses fail is maybe you're doing the right thing, but at the wrong time. And this might be something that's maybe a trigger to you right now, because one of the things you have to think about for business growth is a very simple thing. The biggest lever you have for growth in your business, and repeat this again, the biggest lever you have for growth in your business is what you're already doing right now. Yet you probably want to try and do some stupid dancing TikTok thing to try and get more clients, get more leads. The reality is you need to focus on what's working right now, optimize it more, and can you get more from that one source, get better at that one skill, or get a better employee to come in to do this. And through this whole method, I haven't even talked about hiring anyone. The first people I would hire would be a video editor and then a DM setter. But I would take all the sales calls because that's the most important thing that gets you money. You as the founder of the business will outclose anyone. And I would initially do the coaching at these very high price point clients. And this is ultimately where you have to understand that the price people are willing to pay is actually a lot more than you actually understand that they actually are, depending on the person. You just need to get in front of the right people. And if you try and sell to broke people, you're going to essentially try and take like 50% of their net worth for a coaching program. It's going to be hard to sell. If you're selling someone who's very affluent, it's less of an issue. And this comes down to positioning, niche, and essentially your own authority, which you can build very quickly, but also comes down to you, your identity and the way you carry yourself. And this is exactly how I go from 0 to 100K a month in the coaching business. And if I talk about actually how I did this, I think my first fitness business maybe took me, I want to say maybe full-time, maybe 15 months to get to 100K a month, maybe from, and this is a sad thing, I don't actually remember when it happened, maybe from like 20K to probably less, maybe like 10 months to go from 20K to 100K. But my second business, it took me 3 months because I knew how to do it. Because I knew how to sell, I knew how to hire people, I knew how to market, and I knew the game. And when you know the game, this game becomes easy. And if you want to learn the game, drop me a message on Instagram, find out how we can help you. If you took value from the podcast, smash the like button, share it with a friend, and check out the other episode on screen now.